Hello, hello, everyone. First and foremost, I hope you're all right. You're safe on high, dry, and flat ground. But if it's not flat, I hope it's high and dry, and that I hope you are safe, that you and your families, your loved ones are um, unharmed, and that your belongings are relatively undamaged. In spite of what has been 3 weeks of relative inconvenience and distress, right? So I know that by the time you see this, you know already that we will be getting back on campus on Monday, so that's going to be lovely. And I cannot tell you how much I've missed hanging out. Not that we're hanging out in classes, but for me, it is just as much a social and intellectual event as it is a pedagogical responsibility. So I'm really eager to meet you on Monday and to resume what should be the remainder of our semester, right? So yes, I'm looking forward to that. This is a preface to the lectures that I'll be posting on the family photo and to the next series of lectures as well. I'll walk you through the basic logistics of these lectures, what my expectations are, and so on, right? So these are makeup teaching environments, making up for the past 3 weeks of classes that you have not had owing to the hurricane and its aftermath, right? It is your responsibility to make up for the lost time just as much as it is mine. So while I have been putting out discussion topics and threads on Moodle and on Facebook, and while I will be posting these lectures on Facebook and Moodle, it is your responsibility to engage with them, right? To view them, to read them, to discuss the items that I'm asking you to consider. And because when we start classes up again on Monday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the pace from where we're leaving off in these alternative environments, right? So I won't be able to go back and review all these items that I'm doing right now, because that is the purpose of the alternative environments, that they are supposed to be in lieu of the classroom conversations we would have had. So my lectures, that said, will take up about 15 minutes apiece, not only because that is how I usually design my lectures to be, because beyond 15 minutes at a time, the student body might not be fully attentive, right? So not only because of that, but also because the software I'm using permits me the maximum of 15 minutes per lecture, right, or per recording. So what I'll expect you to do is go through each of these lectures in a pace that you can handle, right? I usually have a 15-minute lecture for a 50-minute class, right? So the discussions that should ensue as a result of these lectures and as a result of my commentary will also contribute to the pedagogical engagement, right? So what I'll expect you to do is go through these, respond to them with questions, comments, further insights, disagreements, arguments about it. All of that is welcome, right? You can access these on our group's Facebook page, or you can access them on Moodle, and I'll retain them out there for a substantial period of time. I will revise our syllabus now that we have a clear sense of when we are returning to school. And I'll post that revised syllabus for you to access by Sunday afternoon, right? I will, on Monday, just walk us through a few of the logistical changes I would have had to make, say, in terms of the kinds of assignments. Maybe I will have to change when the discussion leads take place, how they'll take place, and so on. But beyond that, I will carry on with the syllabus, and I will expect you to catch up with the materials. Now, if you have internet access, you should have access to our readings, right? Because I have not made you buy a book. I have posted all our required readings on Moodle, and so if you have internet access, you should be able to access these materials without any trouble. I understand that most of you have internet access, but I also understand that a few of you may not yet or already have internet access. So once you do, once you do have internet access, what I will expect is for you to go back to our Moodle page or to our Facebook group page and do the work that is now pending, right? Because you've not got access at this present moment. So that is your responsibility. I will expect that because at the end of the day, your learning experience in the course should be comprehensive because it is an essential part of your undergraduate experience at Coastal, right? And it is an accredited degree that you are earning, and the credits that you accrue in this course mean something across the board. And for them to have that substantial meaning, you need to be able to complete the work that is designed for it. And the work that I'm putting into these videos and such, you should reciprocate by putting in similar amounts of time and work in contemplating, considering, responding to the materials, right? So with that said, I will tell you what my first series of lectures is going to be on. You all did a wonderful job of contributing to the discussion thread I initiated on the family photo, right? You've got splendid examples either of your own families or of stock photos that you identify as family photos, and you offered brief insights which were wonderful of what you understand to be the family photo, why you think the family photo is or is not a valuable genre of social media, and so on. So what I will do in response to your comments and insights is present you with my insights, present you also with some of the things that were in the reading which you did not address for the most part. Now, this is something you will need to change, right? As a class, you need to, one, very basically do the readings. Two, articulate how those readings are embedded in your own ideas, right? If you don't do that, there is really no way for me to know that you've done the reading. Well, I can tell. I could quiz you and do such things, but I think a more organic and less threatening, less suspicious way of engaging your reading habits is I think more comfortable for me. I would rather not corner you and say, okay, I'm going to quiz you because you clearly have not done the reading, or I think you've not done the reading, right? So in your future commentaries and such, which are in response to my requiring you to read something and comment on it, or view something and comment on it, please ensure that you address directly how the reading is being engaged with, right? Like say something like, okay, in this article on the family photo, I know one of you has done that, but other than that one person, the rest of you did not, right? And I can see why it is tempting to not read, but it defeats the purpose of your education, right? So please do practice ethical sensibility when you are asked to read things and view things. So I will bring up aspects of that essay that I think are important, that many of you omitted, to observe, right? Even if you read it, you perhaps did not catch it. So I want to bring those to your attention, and I will also talk about some of the things that you brought up, respond to your inquiries about it, about I'll respond to your inquiries about the family photo as a genre, and I'll kind of give you a historical insight as well into that, and then make some close reading observations, right? What are the definitive qualities of a family photo as we understand it? What was its historical value? How has it transformed over time and over use? And what might the future of a family photo be, right? And of course, I will offer you my insights as to whether or not it is a valuable genre, right? So, yeah, that is what we are going to be discussing after I lecture, or that's what the lectures are going to be about in this particular series, right? And the next one is going to be on the film Moonlight and the reading on perspectives of emerging LGBTQ youth, right? So do that reading if you haven't already done so by tonight, because tomorrow I will post a discussion thread and also a series of lectures on the film and your responses, right? So I'll wait for your responses before I post my lectures so that I can engage with your thoughts and comments, right? So, and I'll give you a certain amount of time within which to respond to my discussion thread. So you should have read, by tonight, you should have read the essay and watched the movie, because tomorrow I'll post the thing and give you about 12 to 24 hours to respond, right? So if you have questions or comments or any sort of concerns, please contribute to the Facebook conversations we're already having. Comment on these lectures or email me. Again, you can access these either on our Facebook page or on Moodle, right? So I will see you in a little bit with my first lecture on the family photograph. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.